I got to ask, because you look a little bit better to me, Chris. Are you feeling better too?
I feel better. I'm scared by this. I'm scared by the potential of this, and it frustrates me because I can't get out of this basement. I still have this low-grade fever. I can't shake it. And I know everybody tells me it's gradual, it takes time, it's anywhere between 2 to 3.5 weeks. But it is maddening to have this little stupid fever, this 9.5 fever. The body aches are better. My breathing's getting better. It's getting stronger. I'm now at the 3,500 that you wanted me to get to on that spirometer, the thing where I have to blow on it and make the ball go. I've never hated a happy face as much as I do doing that spirometer because it's the smiley face. That's where you have to keep the little ball when you're blowing up. So it's the most painful place to keep it. But
means you're doing a good job.
I can't beat it. And I am a metaphor, Sanjay, for the country where not just the face of how people are sick. There's a whole range. I'm saying I'm ready to get out of the basement. I'm sick of being sick. I've had it. I want to get back to work, but I'm not ready. And I don't have a plan to be ready.
Yeah.
That's where we are right now. And it's like the president saying, no, I'm good. Get out, Chris. Go do your job. You're good to go. I'll get people sick.
It's so striking to me, Chris, because what you're describing, and part of the reason I ask each time I see you is because, this is instructive. This is part of how we learn. We knew this was a novel coronavirus, but what does that mean exactly? Besides the fact that it's new, we have no immunity to it. We're all learning together. This is different than SARS, which was also a coronavirus. SARS was not nearly as contagious as this. By the way, Chris, it was a lot more lethal. SARS was probably 10% fatality rate. H1N1 was super contagious, but not lethal, really, about a third of the rate of lethality of flu. This one is, we're learning about this. We're talking, as you said, 2 to 3 weeks of illness. That's a long period of illness. Is that going to be normal for everybody? We don't know. There are some people who seem to get really quite sick suddenly from this virus, and some people who sort of languish along for a period of time and then, thankfully improve. That's most people. Most people like you are going to improve. I'm confident of that. But, it's a tough road. How many days has it been now for you?
I was diagnosed. I tested positive 2 weeks ago today. I probably had light symptoms a few days before it. I felt lousy. That's why I wanted to get tested, because I knew I'd been exposed to multiple people who tested positive. And as an essential worker and stuff, I knew I had to make sure because I was going to be too much in the mix. So I got tested, and, it's been 2 weeks. But I'll tell you what we're going to hear about, Sanjay. And I know this because I've been talking to so many people all over the country, and people are afraid to talk about it, and I'm not. This virus creates emotional illness and creates psychological illness. I'm telling you, it is in my head, not just figuratively in terms of messing with you because you're sick for a long time. It is causing people depression, and it's creating brain fog, and it's creating edginess in people. That can happen from fever also as you do your research and all that. I know you know this already, Doc. I'm experiencing that. It messes with your head, this virus. And I don't know where it leaves you afterwards. And the experts I'm talking to are saying to me increasingly, yes, we've seen that. But how do you treat it and what does it mean down the road? We don't know. People are having scarred lungs after this, where they don't have the same lung capacity afterwards that they did before. We're going to learn a lot of things, and that's even more reason to make sure that we keep as few people from getting it as possible. Sanjay, not everybody has the good fortune that I do to have a Sanjay on speed dial. And you are a gift, and thank you for helping me get through this.
Anytime, brother. And, I'm glad I'm glad we're talking about this, because I think too many times this gets turned into a binary issue, Chris. People who've lived and people who have not. And, you're going to be in the recovery column. So you'll be listed as recovered. But what does that really mean, to be recovered, which is what I think you're driving at, Chris. So I hope you'll keep having me back on, because I want to hear. I'm learning. I really am. I think we all are. So I appreciate it.
I'm glad for you to go to school on my bad fortune. No, I'm kidding. Sanjay, you're the best. You are always welcome, and you are a gift to me. Thank you. And now, look, and as Sanjay will tell you all day long, and he's right to tell you, I'm as good as it gets, okay? I have the means. I have the ability to be in a nice place, isolated by myself. I got a wife who is killing herself to take care of me and my family. I've got every box checked. My job is secure as far as I know. Imagine when you have none of those things. It is really important for us to stay connected with what's going on, especially if we're all going to get on board in this great big hurry to create more risk of more cases.